Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the finals version of the Melbourne Metro recap show. This evening, we've got Lucas Protopapas and Toddy Simmons. Good evening, gentlemen.
Hello.
Evening.
How'd you go on the weekend, boys? Well, you didn't play, of course, Toddy. So what'd you get up to? Just family stuff?
Yeah, kids sport, and a bit more kids sport. So, yeah, it's always something to do with the kids, which is good.
Pretty normal?
And
we know what you did, Lucas. We'll get to you in a minute.
yeah.
Once we go through the results. So, yes, a lot of news up and about in terms of things that were happening over the weekend, and there was plenty of them. So, I'll start off by saying, people, that you'll have to excuse me a bit. I've got a viral infection. I wasn't actually going to do the show, but I've decided to kick in and at least have a go. So yes, lots of things happening over the weekend. Weather being the most controversial part of it, I suppose. We've had many games affected by total fire bans rather than weather itself. Now, there are 4 clubs, and I'll try and explain it the best I know how to explain it. So there's 4 clubs: Bacchus Marsh, Yarra Junction, Don Vale, and Monbulk. Yep. Now, those 4 sides automatically abandon games. So they don't forfeit games. They automatically abandon those games if on a total fire ban day and it's home or away games. Now, I've spoken to many people because, again, my section of my division has been affected by this. We don't think it's so much, and the opinion amongst a lot of people that I've spoken to, we don't think it's so much because it's the home and away. We don't think it's so much people getting stuck in those fire-affected areas. It comes down more to the point of people at those clubs are CFA volunteers. Now, on a total fire ban day, CFA volunteers they have mandatory on-call. So total fire ban days, all CFA volunteers have to be on call. So that's why we think those games have been abandoned. But what it's done for the finals, people involved in the finals, and Bowls Vic has turned into an absolute nightmare because Saturday and Sunday were total fire ban days. So there are some sections in some divisions that have been put back a week, mine included. So interesting weekend.
Yeah, and like I understand, or I get the fact of the total fire ban, and it makes it hard to play. But I was talking to someone today, and their club is involved in being a total fire ban club, or one of those 4 clubs, and they're like, they're not too sure exactly why it's sort of set up, and they weren't exactly sure if it should continue because they live close to the club, and so look, who knows the exact reason. And to be honest, I normally have a pretty good knowledge of the rules and the conditions.
Yep.
I've never heard of this one.
There we go.
Oh,
well,
sorry. Can you hear me? I just had a phone call come through.
Oh, that's probably what stuffed it.
Yeah, I've never heard of this one. So you learn something new every day.
Well, I knew about it, and I knew there were clubs involved, but my thinking was it was always for fire-affected areas. So, of course, you wouldn't want people heading up to Monbulk on a total fire ban day and have a fire rip through, and all of a sudden you've got, 4 sides up there, 100 plus people up there stuck in a fire affected area. But But as one of the boys I was speaking to at the Mitcham Yarra Glen game yesterday said, why isn't Warburton on the list? Because there's only one road in and one road out of that place.
Oh, I'm sure there's a whole lot of other clubs that could fall into that category that for whatever reason, they're not there. If they haven't applied for it or what have you.
Yeah. So again, I don't have any. Yeah, go on, mate.
So do we know when their games are going to be scheduled for? Like, are they doing a Friday into a Saturday to catch up, or have we heard anything on that regards yet?
Well, the only thing I can guess, and I haven't heard anything, the only thing I can guess is that's going to be difficult because, especially in the lower divisions, you've got a fair amount of older players. I know at Baronia, who's in our section, there's at least 2 people in that side that are over the age of 80. So I don't think 80-year-olds are going to be up for us.
They don't have to make up 1 round. They've got to make up 2 rounds.
Yeah. So my knowledge at the moment is everything has been moved back a week, which means grand finals start running into the long weekend.
Which is normally the last game of the
divisionals.
Premier League grand final.
Yeah, well, that's right. And then for those sections, they've got divisionals as well.
Well, yeah, they lose out on 1 weekend, but surely they could play when they get closer, like a Friday night game or even a Thursday night game to catch up, and then have the grand final instead of being on the Saturday. The grand final will be on the Sunday morning or something prior to the Premier League grand final.
Yeah, but again, like I said, you've got 80-year-olds. You can't expect 80-year-olds to be starting at 7 o'clock and finishing at 10:30. Because that's the other thing, especially...
And then front up the
next day.
Well, that's okay, but why should you play in like a long weekend when someone's booked a holiday?
No, I know, and it's one of the problems we've got at Croydon. One of the boys said, hey, I've got a flight booked on Saturday.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, Bolsvik's problem.
Yeah.
So,
yes.
They'll work it out.
Which makes me think, Toddy, Controversy Corner.
Hey, did you read about what that bloke said? Yeah, I read about that. How shocking.
Oh, you can't say that.
Good segue, I reckon.
Now, again, Toddy's going to run with most of the show from here on out, so I'm just going to sit back and listen and watch and get Toddy to run through results and things, and I'll chime in where I can. So go for it, Toddy.
No worries, thanks, mate. Alrighty, so we'll move on to Controversy Corner, and we're talking about the weather conditions for the total fire ban last week, but I don't know, for the people that watched the show last week, you would have noticed that we put up some information about the conditions of play for the weather for last weekend. So we'd spoken to, the Bowl Show, we'd spoken to Bolsvik about the weather, and they'd given us the information along the lines that it was more to stay around as long as you could to get the game completed. There wasn't going to follow the 1 hour time interruption of play as per the conditions, which is what we displayed to you last Monday. And then on Tuesday, Bowls Victoria sent out a contradiction to what we were told on the Monday, and hence told everybody that it was the same conditions of play. So if you got heated out, you had to wait up to 1 hour. Once the 1 hour hit, the game was abandoned, and then you had to come back and play it another time. So between then and now, we've had a discussion with Bowls Victoria, and it's agreed that we'll no longer be reporting on any major Bowls Vic news or information specifically for the benefit of all our viewers. Unfortunately, Bowls Vic have told us to direct any queries to the Bowls Vic website or Facebook for all the information, because they don't want us portraying anything that, in theory, might not be 100% accurate. But unfortunately, we'd spoken to them, and that was what they told us, so we were just passing on the message from them. But yes, and then if we have a look at the graphics, which Kaki can put up now, unfortunately, you see there wasn't, from what we can tell, a whole lot on their socials about the details for the conditions for the coming week.
Well, this is a copy of their Bowls Vic Facebook page, which shows nothing. We then go to their website. Yep, that's the latest news on their website. So the last one was the 14th of February about Green Line and Caulfield starting it. But I did find it, Toddy, and it was well and truly buried in the Metropolitan Pennant page, And as we can see, there's a tiny little arrow down the bottom. Click here for inclement weather info. And that was posted on Friday at about 2 o'clock.
Okay. Yeah,
So,
which obviously isn't ideal for everybody, but I guess for our viewers, it's our plan to try and work with Bos Victoria and get something in place moving forward so that we can help all you guys and get you the most accurate information as soon as we can to help all of you guys. So hopefully between Bosvic and the show, we can work out something that's going to be beneficial for everybody, because we're only here to try and pass on as much knowledge as we can, as soon as we can, to help all the players.
That's basically it.
Yes.
David Clark's just posted a comment saying, Bowls Victoria, be better.
Yes.
That'd be typical for Clarkey, but we don't need to go on any further about that. Decision's been made, so
hey, Matt,
that's what we're all rolling with. No, hang on, Lucas has dropped out for a second. What's going on, Lucas?
He said something about
be better.
No, we're not talking about me, Lucas, today.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, there you go.
We move on to the games now. And
well, I was going to say, Toddy. Premier League.
Sorry,
I don't think I've put Premier League on the run sheet.
Oh, that's okay. I've got the details. I'll put it on the run sheet after you send it to me.
Oh, that's all right. There you go. Semi-finals. There you go, Toddy.
Oh, yes. Perfect. So, so just to clarify on that, leave that on the screen, please. Melbourne and Altona played each other Friday night, the round 14, a week and a bit ago, at Melbourne, and Altona beat them, let's say, on the last bowl, last end kind of thing. That then meant that Altona, whoa.
Toddy's phone's just dropped out of his hand or whatever it was in. On his... I know. We're a professional show here.
Melbourne then had to play Altona at Altona, and this game was played on Saturday, just gone, and that was played at Altona. And the winner of that game was going to meet Moonee Valley in the finals, and Melbourne got over the line quite convincingly in this game. I don't know much about the game, but they won by 30 plus or something like that. So they won, quite convincingly. So this week we've got the game for first versus second. We've got Deer Park versus Yarraville Footscray. That's at Moonee Ponds Friday night. And then we've got Melbourne versus Moonee Valley at Yarraville Footscray on this Friday night. So a couple of cracking games. So anybody in those areas, head on down and see some great bowls on Friday night.
Yep, 7 o'clock. We don't know who's live stream or what's been live streamed yet. Or Lucas may know.
No.
You don't know?
I'm pretty sure it's the Deer Park Yarraville game.
Yeah.
No, I will take a bet and say it's the Moonee Valley Melbourne game. Because Prem Reserve showed the knockout final.
Yeah, but I saw a thing from Bos Victoria that had the list of the live stream games, and I'm pretty sure it was the Deer Park game.
I don't know. Nothing's been announced on their social.
No, I saw something when they advertised the Prem Reserve games. They showed the Premier games, and I'm pretty sure it was the Deer Park Yarraville game that was going to be live streamed.
Yeah.
When they showed the 4 games.
Yeah, Twisty's just piped up and said it is Deer Park Yarraville from Moonee Ponds.
Yeah. Yes. So, a couple of good games there. And then we move on to the Premier Reserve results.
Yep. I'll get them
now,
up. Oh, hang on. Don't want that yet. Nick off.
No.
Sorry.
So we had the knockout semi-final, which was live streamed at Moonee Ponds Friday night, which ended up being an absolute cracker of a game, where Fitzroy just got over the line 78-74 over Lilydale. And after about 46 ends, Fitzroy were leading by about 21 shots. But about 11 ends later, they'd pegged it back to be just 8. And it went back and forth from there. And I'm not sure if many of you have watched the live stream or not, or the replay of the live stream game. Yeah, it was very close. I only saw the last couple of ends. And Fitzroy were able to pick up a 5 on the second last end. And I think that put them about 6 in front with 1 end to go. But, yeah, Lilydale, the skip from Lilydale. Was it CJ? Did you just guys say before?
Yep, CJ.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah, he was 5 down playing the last bowl, and he tried to play, I'm not going to say a runner, but he tried to play 2 metres, 3 metres over, pick a gap and land the shot bowl or trail the jack. And I assume if he got the gap and trailed the jack, they probably win the game. And he got about couple of centimetres of the front bowl, which was about a metre short, and then it just clicked him off to the side, and unfortunately he didn't reduce the count. But yeah, it's such a game in millimetres, and an inch wider, he probably tries a jack and they win the game. So that was a cracking game. And then Clark, you got here the double chance final of Burwood. Rumour has it was originally booked to be played.
No, hang on, not Burwood. Hang on, I've written that down wrong. Or you've, yeah.
Now you can definitely be better on that one.
Well, what have I done? No, I've jumped because Burwood didn't play.
Okay.
No, we played at Burwood though.
Yeah, no, sorry. The double chance final was at Burwood against, MCC versus Heathmont. So then
right.
Yeah, so rumour has it, and I spoke to a decent source on the weekend, rumour has it that this game was originally booked in to play at Moonee Ponds Friday night under lights.
I can talk more to that.
You can speak exclusively?
Well, I don't know if I can speak exclusively, but apparently they had not enough light room for us to go on to.
Well, I think it was originally booked in to be played at Moonee Ponds until somebody realised that Moonee Ponds only had a 7-rinker with lights. That was the only green they had with lights, and it was a 7-rinker.
Exactly.
That's a shame because it's a wonderful green, that one. It has been for a long time. It's very good to play on. But, Lucas, tell us about your game on Friday night, please.
Well, I think going into the game, we knew it was going to be a tough game. And see, we going by resource, so I only just played 4 games in the top side. So we beat them over there first round, and then they came to us and they gave us a pretty big touch up. And then came Friday night, and I was quite excited. I've never been nervous, but I've always been nervous. But going to this game, I was quite excited because I knew, if we beat them, we're in the grand final. If we lose, we get a double chance. And me and my rink, so I had Steve Webber as skip, Matt Tobro third, I played second, and Karen Barton played lead. And as a rink, we all played really, really well. We just dropped a 4 and probably third last end that killed the game for us, unfortunately. But everywhere else, Nick Dawes' rink had a really good win, which was great. And then the rest of us just tried to get as many shots as we could. But MTC are like how you put it, like a Brisbane Lions, really. They played really, really well. And, hopefully we can lick our wounds, as Baz Ward tells us to do. And hopefully we can get a good win on Saturday. We're playing our prelim at Mitcham, we're being told.
Does that mean you guys are like Essendon?
Don't win in finals. Is that what you're trying to say, Todd?
Well, I don't know. You said they were Brisbane, so I was just,
No, I'm saying MCC were like Brisbane. Heathmont, I'm not going to reply about Heathmont because I'm in it, so I'm not going to reply. But, it was... and we played at Burwood. We had a roll-up there Thursday night, and I thought the green was running really good. It was a bit slow at one point, but... I thought, no, this will be all right. I'm playing night pennant there for myself. I knew it's going to get slower. It's going to get a little bit wider as well. And then Friday night, the green was beautiful. It was wide. It was rung in maybe 14, 15 seconds. Hopefully someone from Heathmont might apply to that. It was really nice. So no complaints here, no complaints at all. But looking forward to a big prelim Saturday.
Yeah.
Which you're playing Fitzroy at Mooney Ponds.
Mooney
Saturday at
Ponds,
1
Lucas.
o'clock.
No, that's been changed, Todd. So we've actually been playing at Mitcham instead of Mooney Ponds.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
No problems. What's
Fair
the
enough.
Mitcham green like? Is that a nice green?
Beautiful, yeah.
Yeah.
So the middle green's running really well. I was at. Oh, hang on, we're not going to talk about.
Yeah, we'll get to that later. Lucas and I were there yesterday,
Yeah.
so we can give you a report on the greens and what happened yesterday. So
Very good. All right.
There we go.
Good luck on the weekend, Lucas, and hopefully you get another crack at MCC.
Yeah, that'll be nice. We hopefully can get over the line. We'll give it our best shot.
Alrighty.
all right, Toddy, we're going to.
Yes.
Yep, we've got a new sponsor for the next 3 weeks. So off you go, Toddy.
Alrighty. So we've got, as Clarky just said, got a new sponsor. Beers Belts Victoria is a company which provides tours of local breweries and distilleries in the southeast suburbs. They have a special offer for our viewers to help explore and discover the Eastern Beer Belt, Victoria's newest beer and spirit region. They're offering a free, I can never say this word, cheese board and Hard Rock Brewery in Bayswater for all private tours in April, valued at $100. You can visit up to 4 breweries and distilleries on a pay-as-you-go tour, giving you complete freedom of choice. This is a great way to celebrate your end-of-season success. To start planning and to take advantage of this offer, check out the Beers Belts Victoria website and contact the crew to get your day of fun and adventure booked in. T's and C's apply. So check them out, guys.
beerbeltsvictoria.com.au. So there we go.
Yes.
Very good company. I've gone around and done some of the beer tours, and it's like a winery tour. So you sort of know what you're going to end up like at the end of the day.
Sounds good.
Does? All right. What are we on to, Toddy?
Alrighty, we go to Division 1. So Division 1, Section 1, we had Deer Park and they played Kingsbury. And that was a big win for Deer Park. 40 shots. Comfortable win there. And then Glenroy 71 were beaten by Sunbury by 80. So only a few shots in that one. And then we've got Glenroy had defeated Sunbury twice with all links up previously. But unfortunately, that didn't help them in the final. So well done to Sunbury. So they go into the section final. And then Glenroy backed up on Sunday and defeated Deer Park by 13. So we've got the grand final of Sunbury second side versus Glenroy. No, that can't be their second side. Club Sunbury. Oh, they finished second, is it? Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Club Sunbury versus Glenroy.
Yep. So it's Club. Club Sunbury won.
Yeah.
That's
yes.
The results were shown for where they finished on the ladder. So yeah.
Which goes to show that 1 and 2 are playing off, and that does happen most of the time, I would say, because you get the double chance. So.
Yeah. Well, in that Deer Park Kingsbury game, and this generally helps. Paul Dorgan's rink picked up 8 shots in 3 ends really early, and then Winston Brackley put the game away. He had got 14 shots between end 14 and 18. So when you lose shots like that, very, very
that's
rarely.
Half the difference in those two little bits there.
That's right. So within 5 ends, within 8 ends combined, they've picked up 20. My brain's not working. 22.
Yeah.
22
so
shots.
Should be a good final with Glenroy winning the the 2 home and away games and Sunbury winning the final. So should be a cracker.
And look, they generally were. Both those teams were generally the better clubs throughout the year.
Yes.
As we said earlier, Glenroy had defeated Sunbury twice, which means really regular season form you can throw out the window when it comes to finals.
Oh, that's it. And somebody might have had a great day or Glenroy might have been a little bit off, but it's all about who turns up on finals.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter so much about who the individuals are. It's, a lot of good people or good teams have lost finals that they probably shouldn't have lost. So,
well, nobody expected Heathmont to get beaten the way they did. So, and again, Kingsbury. I'm sure Kingsbury didn't walk in going, "Oh, geez, we're gonna lose by 40."
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
but
that's very low scoring though. 88,
not huge.
48.
Yeah, not huge.
Yeah,
So that should be a good final. Now, you will see on all my graphics that at this stage, Bowls Vic have not put up the clubs that are hosting or where these finals are going to be played. So at this stage, and I've spoken to one of the Div 1 sides who are involved and just asked if they had heard anything, and at this stage they haven't heard a thing. So my information...
Does logic say that they should go somewhere in the middle between the both two clubs?
Generally, that's the way it works. So I'm sure Bowls Vic, and having been involved at Baronia last year, we had a fair few, or hosted a fair few finals last year, and it was pretty much, hey, what's a club that's on grass in between, in this case, Glenroy and Sunbury?
Yeah. Like, I do agree with that as such, but as a player, I would much prefer to play just on a good green. And if it meant that I had to travel half an hour and the other club had to travel 4 minutes or 5 minutes, well, so be it. It's one game. You want to play on a good green, and I think that's when the best team is going to win.
Well, there you go. Apparently, late breaking news, this game is being played at Laylaw.
There you go. Oh, that's pretty fair.
Yeah. So there we go. So if everyone...
Run about 18 seconds.
Yeah, if anyone's can update me for Section 2, Section 3, Section 4 in the comments, that'd be good. Because like I said, I had spoken to someone from Middle Park and they were saying they hadn't heard anything as yet. So if anyone's got any information, chuck it in the chat and we'll be more than happy to read it out. All right, Toddy, let's look at the results for...
Section 2.
Yep.
Section 2, we've got Beaumont 71 defeated Moorabbin 70.
Wow.
So it was pretty close all game. By the looks of it, it was 37-36 after 44 ends. So there's pretty much nothing in it. But Moorabbin were obviously down a little bit towards the end. They picked up 11 shots towards the end and 5 shots in the last 8 ends, but unfortunately wasn't quite enough. And then Middle Park 89 defeated EEBC 62, which Middle Park have been, we'll say, the dominant team in this section most of the year, and they continued that way. But what was probably a little bit surprising was in the prelim, EEBC 69 lost to Beaumaris 105. So EEBC, unfortunately for them, have gone out in straight sets, and they finished on second with a double chance and weren't able to get through on the weekend. And as probably more of a surprise, they finished second, and then they lost all 8 rinks over the 2 games on the weekend.
Yeah.
So obviously not a good weekend for them, but I'm sure they'll be back bigger and stronger next year.
Because from what what I hear about EEBC, they've got a decent war chest. So yes. I'm sure they'll be recruiting rather heavily in the off-season. Let's put it that way.
Possibly, yes.
Yep. But they'll be disappointed. Fancy going in as the second-place team and you don't win a rink all weekend. That'd be a tough pill to swallow, that one.
As I said before, it happens in sport, and I guess they'll work out what went wrong and how they can improve, and try and come back bigger and stronger next year.
Yep. Yeah. So, but that'll be
the grand final.
Yep, go up.
The grand final of that section is Middle Park versus Beaumaris. We got here last year. Middle Park lost their section final on an extra end, and Beaumaris lost theirs, but they won 3 rinks. So 2 teams last year that are from last season that are trying to go one better, and one of them will on the weekend.
No, they were in different
Good luck to
sections
those
last
two.
year. Yeah, different sections last year. So it'll be interesting to see how they go. Again, Middle Park's the only unbeaten side in Division 1. All they need is one slip up, as we all know. You go out and you have a bad day.
Yeah. Look, they've been, I'm going to say, sort of cruising through or doing quite well. They haven't been challenged all that many times. So I guess it'll be up to them to go out there with that same level and put the foot down and get in front early and put the pressure on. And I think it's theirs for the win.
I think they got a fright the last couple of games of the season.
I know, but all in all, they've been going along relatively smoothly, and then they won by, what was it?
Finals is a different game.
27 on the weekend.
Yeah.
So, what was that?
I was going to say finals is a different game to what we know.
Well, didn't we say that 5 minutes ago?
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
Well done, Lucas. I'm glad you picked Toddy up on that.
Thank you.
Division 1, Section 3.
Righto. This is
sorry?
probably why Unch has had the week off.
Yeah, I would have thought. I wouldn't blame him, to be fair.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah.
He wasn't happy this morning, but we'll get to it anyway.
Yeah. So Bundoora 65 were defeated by Yarra Glen. So Yarra Glen goes straight into the grand final.
No, they were the knockout.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, Yarra Glen. And then, they finished 4th on the ladder, Yarra Glen. And then we've got Laylaw defeated Mitcham by a fair margin. So put Laylaw into the grand final. Then the prelim match was Mitcham versus Yarra Glen, where Yarra Glen got over the line on an extra end. And I think we have some footage. Are we going to show?
Yes.
Some of this, Clayton?
We'll put a bit of the context into this. Lucas, you and I were there. I was there for the first half, and she was.
I was there for the second half, but
yes.
I don't know if you want to go first, Matt. But
Well, the first half, I think there was only. I think Yarra Glen jumped out a little bit early, but they weren't flying ahead. I think there was only 8 or so in it when I left.
When you saw me, I reckon I was there about 28th mark, 28, 30 mark, and
Yep.
Yarra Glen about 12 up when I
Yep.
got there. And then they
Oh, hang on. We've lost. Lucas, hang on. Start all that again because we lost you.
Sorry, where do I go from when I was with Dodsey?
They were 12 up at half time.
Yeah, 12 up at half time. And I was with Dodsey, and I was sitting with Dodsey and Vicky Smith at the time. And anyway, and we were sitting around, and the game was getting closer. And Dodsey said at times, someone needs to pick up a number, and this game will jump out of the hole. And I thought, that's a pretty good call. And, Daly got a 5, and I thought, oh, here we go. And then the noise level was just bouncing up. Yarra Glen were all over him. And Mitcham just came back, and I thought, oh, here we go. And then Unch got a 6.
Oh, really? You didn't tell me that.
Even better. Yeah, he got a 6. And then that got the game back to, I think Mitcham had 1 up going into up and back, I think. And then Hilly was last to finish. And he might have got 1 actually on his second last end. And then going back, they were down 1, down 2, I think. And Mitchell were holding 2. Spider drew the shot. And I thought, oh, here we go. Then they're, back to level. And I thought, oh, here we go. Hilly just needs to get a second shot here.
Yep.
And Hilly got second shot. And then
this happened, Lucas. And then this happened.
Yeah, so now we're into the extra end, right?
This is the last bowl of the day.
Is this Benny's last bowl? Yeah.
Yep. Look, Absolutely smacked it.
He knew, and the funny thing is, he knew Benny had it all the way. You could tell by his reaction he had it. I think he must have had about 2 or 3 feet to draw within. And I was just sitting there thinking, come on, another extra end, because you could see everyone was getting beers in their hand. And I was like, oh, they're going to be walking like me before they know it. And, and Benny just ice cold drew the shot. And, it was party time from then on. So, I felt so disappointed for Unge.
I've got to say, well done to Benny in playing that last bowl to win the game. Now, I ask all our viewers out there, if your team was in the situation to win the game and there was 1 bowl to play and you had a foot, 2 foot to draw the shot, do you want to be the one playing that bowl?
Yes.
Or would you rather someone else play that bowl?
I'll play it.
Yeah, that's a very good question that I think a lot of people say they want to play it, but do they actually really want to play it? Because I know everyone's like, yeah, I'll play it. But it's very different when you get out there and you've got to play it and you've got minimum 35, whatever people plus spectators, and the whole game rides on your bowl. Because it's literally the only time that happens in our game, where everyone's watching you. You know, if you look at football or basketball or cricket, everyone that's actually watching the game, when you're involved in it, is watching you. But in our game, it doesn't happen that much.
No, it doesn't happen that much, but it does happen.
I've got a question, Todd. You've been more in the game.
I've got to interrupt you, Lucas.
Okay, go on.
Comment of the week. Guess who's just commented about that very question, Todd?
Ben Simmons.
Yeah, his answer is no. Someone else. I'd get too nervous.
Oh wow!
You know how to use your nerves there, Benny. That's it. Well done, mate.
And that's what I'm saying. Look, it's one of those things. I've played sport for 40 years now, and it's one of those things. I've always been one of those sportsmen and I've played basketball for 30 years of that. I was always one of those people. You know, hey, there's 10 seconds left in the game. Give me the damn ball. Because I honestly don't trust anyone else to shoot it, and that's just me. And I've always been like that. It's like, give me the ball, give me the bowl, I'm bowling the thing. And it's not being cocky.
I've got a question. I've got a question for you, Todd, and Matt. You can answer it as well. I've had a if and fro with Tony Shell just to have a chit chat on the phone, and I asked him a question. Why do we have draws when we should be having an extra end? Because come to this finals, you need to know what way you want to go. Do you want to keep the mat? Do you want to get rid of the mat? Like, there's got to be some solution in there. Do you guys think that extra end should come into the season?
Yes.
Or should we just keep it into finals?
Home and away game?
Yeah.
Yes, no. I guess the thing is, we're playing for the 2 points for each drink as well. So I guess to be then worrying about playing an extra end, I don't know that it's needed, but it wouldn't be harmful to bring that in, that you play extra ends.
Well, at least draws out of the question, and it's an extra 5 minutes.
You say it's an extra 5 minutes, but quite often in a game, people will have to leave as soon as they can.
But if they know it in advance that it might happen.
No. Well, no one's going to know in advance, Lucas. I mean, but that's
no. But
I know that.
If it is an extra end, you've got to hang around.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing for a final, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but finals are different. You can't come back the next week. As such.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know.
From my point of view, it wouldn't bother me either way. Yeah, it wouldn't bother me either way. I know when you play and you have a draw, it's a very flat feeling for both teams.
Correct.
No matter how many rinks you get, it's like, oh, we didn't win, but we didn't lose. Like, we all know that feeling. So, yeah, maybe it is something we could bring in, make the game a little bit more exciting. Or maybe even more exciting, have a one-bowl shootout.
Yeah.
For a home and away game. Or something like that.
Jack and a ditch competition.
No, well, 2 bowl.
As we found out in BPL this week.
Yeah, well, two bowl. Pick your best player. 2 bowl shootout.
Yeah. But
anyways,
I mean, whether they want to go towards that or not, I don't know. And I wouldn't be disappointed if it came in either. So, yeah.
Yep. Fair enough.
All right. Just for Benny Simmons' sake, here you go, mate. You reckon you're not going to take the last shot? I have different news.
Suppose you can do the next section.
Yeah, I will after watching this bowl again. He loves it. He loves it.
Boys here.
If you guys could hear the volume, they knew it was good 3/4 of the way down. They were starting to go nuts then.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
You could tell even by watching.
Yeah.
You knew he had it.
And I guess to do it on an extra end is also even harder because you've had all the pressure. And then I don't know if you guys have played in a game with extra end, but it's really quite tense, the whole end, because you're trying to weigh up, do I play my bowl? Do I call my third up to slow our game down to see what happens there? Do I want to finish my end because we're in trouble to then make sure that my other rinks, or if my rink hasn't been going so good, do you try and get off first?
Yeah.
It's so tactical.
See, I reckon it's funny, like, Unch came off first, and then Warney came off second, and, they were straight into the beers very quickly, and I thought, don't drink too much, because you could be out there again. And then, 10 minutes later, they're out there again, so, that's why I think voiced the question, because it's,
Unch was telling me Unch was telling me his bowl got him in front by 1.
Unch drew an absolute bomb to get it because Chris played his bowl out and then Unch had to back it up with a draw. Yeah. With the draw shot, and he did it perfect. So felt right at home.
But it's always hard. And I was watching the game on Friday night, the Fitzroy Lilydale game, and I was very surprised at how long CJ took to play his last bowl, and the next rink were continuing to play. So, if I was on the next rink, I would have said no to my, say, second or third. Don't play your bowl. You can wait until CJ plays his bowl.
Yeah.
But they just kept playing and playing. And they probably played half an end.
Yeah.
And I would have, if I was on Fitzroy's side, I would have been like, no, you can play next.
All right. Yeah. Lucas is getting nervous because he's got to get going. So we'll do the last one. Right. Div 1, Section 4.
Division 1, Section 4, we've got Cheltenham defeated Mulgrave 78-66. And then we've got Mentone 63 were defeated by Pakenham 64, which Mentone had been going, we'll say, very good up until, would we say, Christmas, Clarkie? And then the last sort of, after Christmas, they've had a lot more closer games.
They've had closer games and they've dropped a couple. And then even in this game, Mentone were down a bit, sort of 11 ends each, all the way, each of the way through. For example, Sotheby's rink was down 6-10 at the half, and he got over the line to win 15-14. And Mentone Edge picked up. Yeah, Mentone Edge picked up 11 shots to 2 in the last 8 ends.
So they nearly stole it.
They nearly stole it. Yeah, nearly stole it, but did not. So,
then Mentone went out on the Sunday and they played Cheltenham.
Yeah,
and they beat Cheltenham quite convincingly, 100-56, which means we've got the top 2 in the section, Pakenham playing Mentone in the grand final.
Yep.
So, and again, Mentone, they've been going pretty good most of the season, and so are Pakenham. So, congratulations to those 2 teams, and they'll have a cracking game that, I assume will be somewhere out on the southeast.
Yeah. Again, I haven't heard. They might even be playing at Berwick. I'm just trying to think of grass greens out that way. Yeah,
Berwick, Burden Park,
Mulgrave.
Mulgrave. Yeah, I'm not sure how good
Mulgrave's
Mulgrave.
coming. Mulgrave's coming back
reckon-
into the city.
I reckon it's going to be Mulgrave.
Cheltenham. Yeah, probably. Yeah, Cheltenham, Mulgrave. Cheltenham. Mentone, yeah.
Well, Cheltenham's very
Ma-
close to Mentone, a long way from Pakenham, but
Yeah.
you know, again, as I said, it's about playing on a decent green. So.
Yeah. So there we go, folks. We've got to wrap up because I'm just about to go to sleep. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. We'll see you next week in an extended version because we'll know what's happening with Prem League. We'll know what's happening. Well, Prem Reserve. What's that?
We'll know,
Prelim next week.
we'll know who's in the grand
Knows
final
who
for
is in the
Prem
grand
Reserve.
final. Then we'll have all the results. Yes, from Div 1. Because again, I've this weekend has just absolutely confused me because I know of a few clubs, Div 2, Div 3, etc., that have just been, thrown in the air and all over the shop.
Yeah, so we've got literally this weekend for teams to get promoted. All the Division 1 sections, the section winner, so the winners of Saturday's games,
Yes.
they won't be promoted. They have to win the following week.
Yeah, they've got to win the following week. So this is... hang on. Or do they play
No,
the Sunday?
Sunday.
Oh, on Sunday. Is it
Yeah, but that's only the...
playoff? Only
Well,
two go up.
Yes. Yes, to you, Lucas. Yeah, so as of Monday, we'll know who the two are going up.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
And then for all the other lower grades, from what I understand, the winners
has a
on
clue?
Saturday will get promoted.
No.
Just to clear that, I meant 2 goes up.
Yes, I know. No, Toddy, because Section 2's been affected. Div 2's been affected. Div 3's been affected. So
Sorry,
a lot of that's...
But if you're in a section that hasn't been affected, that'll be the case.
Yeah, I presume so.
Yeah.
Again, I'm too tired. I'm brain dead. And after all the kerfuffle on the weekend with games being moved and not being moved and what have you, I don't know which way's up and which way's down. But that's all right. I will...
Alrighty.
Now it's not working.
Very good.
Stupid thing. I will be better,
Be better.
next week.
Correct.
Yeah, I've got my antibiotics today, so I'll be right. All right, thank you, gents. Thank you, viewers, for watching. We'll
Thank you.
wrap it up, and we'll see you
Thank
next
you.
week.